Michael, can I ask you something? Do you know anyone who actually makes serious money from a side hustle? Like, not just pocket change?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's the million-dollar question right there.
Literally.
Welcome back to Native English Skills, everyone. I'm Michael, and this is Emily. And today we're talking about something that pretty much everyone thinks about at some point in their lives.
Side hustles. Making money on the side. A second income. You know, all of that stuff.
Because honestly, whether you love your day job or you absolutely hate it, there's this constant voice in your head saying, maybe I could make some extra money.
Right, and the internet doesn't help because you see all these Instagram posts about people who quit their jobs and made millions selling things on Etsy.
Or drop shipping, or affiliate marketing, or whatever it is this week.
Exactly. So today we're going to talk about what's real and what's just hype. We're going to tell you some actual stories, and we're going to be honest about whether side hustles are actually worth your time.
Stick around because by the end of this episode, you'll have a much better idea of whether a side hustle is right for you.
Okay, so let's start with the big question. Is it possible to make real money from a side hustle?
The answer is yes, but real money means different things to different people.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if you're hoping to make $500 a month doing something you enjoy, that's totally possible for a lot of people. But if you're thinking you'll make $5,000 a month while working 5 hours a week, that's much less realistic.
So it's about setting realistic expectations.
Exactly. That's probably the biggest mistake people make. They see the success stories and they don't see all the failures behind them.
You know what they call that, right? Survivorship bias.
Yes! You only hear about the people who actually made it. You never hear about the hundreds of people who tried and gave up.
I tried freelance writing when I first graduated. I was so excited. I thought I'd be making money immediately.
How did that go?
It was rough. First month, I made $12. $12!
Ouch! That's brutal!
But I kept going, and by month 6, I was making like $1,500 a month. It took time, though, and a lot of rejection.
So what changed? What did you do differently?
I started specializing in a specific topic instead of writing about everything. I got better at marketing myself, and honestly, I just got more experience and better at the craft.
That's a really important point. Your skills matter a lot.
Let's talk about why people do this in the first place. What are the real benefits of having a side hustle?
Okay, so first, there's the obvious one. Money. You're literally making more money than you would otherwise.
Which can change your life if you need it.
Right, but there are other benefits too. You get to explore something you're passionate about. You learn new skills. You build confidence.
And honestly, you get to see if maybe that thing could become your main job someday.
Which is huge. A lot of successful entrepreneurs and creatives started exactly like this. They had a day job, they worked on their passion at night and weekends, and eventually it grew big enough to replace their salary.
But that's not guaranteed, right?
No, it's not, and that's where the cons come in. Time. You're taking time away from rest, family, friends, or hobbies you actually love.
That's the big one for me. I know myself, and if I'm not careful, I'll work all the time.
You have to be intentional about boundaries, and that's actually really hard to do.
Plus, there's burnout. Real burnout.
Absolutely. If you're working your day job 8 hours, commuting, and then coming home to work on your side hustle for 3 more hours, that's exhausting.
And people often forget about that part. They see the money, but they don't see the exhaustion.
And if you have a family, if you have kids, if you have any responsibilities outside of work, it becomes even harder.
It's not selfish to think about that. It's realistic.
Exactly right.
So let's talk about different types of side hustles because not all of them are created equal.
Yeah, some are way easier to start than others.
Right, so there's passive income stuff like you create something once and it makes money over and over.
What's an example of that?
A course online, a digital product, a YouTube channel eventually, a book. Once it's created, it keeps making money without you doing work.
But here's the thing though, creating that takes a lot of time up front, right?
Tons of time. So it's not really passive in the beginning. It's passive after all the work is done.
I think that's important to understand. A lot of people think passive income means no work, but really it's just delayed income.
Exactly. Then there's active side hustles, like freelancing. You trade your time for money.
Like what you did with writing?
Exactly. Freelance writing, graphic design, video editing, tutoring, coaching. You get paid for the hours you work.
The advantage there is it's more predictable. If you work 3 hours, you get paid for 3 hours. Pretty straightforward.
Right, but the disadvantage is you're limited by time. You only have so many hours in a day.
So there's a ceiling to how much you can make.
Exactly, unless you hire other people or delegate, which is a whole other thing.
What about like selling things like on Amazon or Etsy?
That's kind of a hybrid. You can create products and sell them. That requires upfront investment, inventory, and a lot of marketing. But once it's set up, it's more scalable than freelancing.
More scalable means you can grow it bigger, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it also means more money at risk. You have to buy inventory, you have to hope it sells.
That's not for everyone.
No, definitely not.
Okay, so we both know people who have side hustles. Let me tell you about my friend Jake.
Oh yeah, I know Jake. What does he do?
So Jake works in accounting during the day, right? Hates it, by the way. Absolutely hates it.
Oh no.
But he's really good at graphic design. Always has been. So about 4 years ago, he started doing freelance design work on the side.
Did it work out for him?
Actually, yes, really well. At first, he was making maybe $500 a month, but he got better, he built a portfolio, he got some bigger clients.
How much is he making now?
Last year, he made almost $40,000 from his side hustle, and his day job salary is like $55,000.
Wow, so his side hustle is almost as much as his actual job.
And he's seriously thinking about quitting his job and going full-time with design now.
Did he work a lot of extra hours?
Yeah, he did. He told me that for the first couple of years, he was working basically every evening and all day on weekends.
That sounds exhausting.
He said it was, but he was working towards something he actually wanted to do, so the work felt different. It didn't feel like work exactly.
That's an important difference when you're working towards something you care about versus just trying to make extra money.
Right. I know another person, though, and the story is totally different.
Tell me.
This is my neighbor, Sarah. She wanted to start a side hustle because she wanted to save money for a house down payment.
That's a good motivation.
Yeah, so she started a cleaning service, she'd work her day job, and then on weekends, she'd clean houses for extra money.
Did she make good money?
She did. She was making like $2,000 a month from cleaning. That's real money.
So what's the problem?
The problem is after about 8 months, she was so burned out that she quit, said it was destroying her mental health. She was working 7 days a week.
Oh no.
She said the money wasn't worth the exhaustion. She'd rather work her regular job and actually have a life.
That's actually really honest. And I think that's something people don't talk about enough.
Exactly. The money is cool, but your health is more important.
And your relationships, your sanity.
All of it.
Let's talk about money more specifically because people often get the math wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, let's say you're a freelancer and you think you're making $25 an hour. A lot of people don't think about taxes.
Oh, right. Taxes.
Yeah, if you're self-employed or freelancing, you probably owe more taxes than someone with a regular job, sometimes a lot more.
How much more?
It depends where you live, but you might owe 15-25% more. So that $25 an hour, maybe it's actually $18 or $19 an hour after taxes.
I didn't think about that.
Most people don't. And then there are other costs. If you're buying equipment or software or supplies, that comes out of your income too.
So you have to actually track all that?
You should. I mean, you might also get tax deductions for that stuff, but you need to keep receipts and know what you spent.
That sounds complicated.
It's not super hard, but it's something people definitely don't think about when they're starting out.
What about if you're selling products?
That's even more complicated because you have to think about profit, not just revenue. Revenue is how much money comes in. Profit is what's left after expenses.
What would the expenses be for someone selling products?
Depends on the product, but you might have manufacturing costs, shipping costs, packaging, storage, marketing, website hosting, payment processing fees.
Oh my God, there's a lot.
Yeah, so someone might be selling $10,000 worth of products a month, but only making $2,000 profit if their expenses are high.
That's a big difference.
And that's why so many people fail at side hustles. They don't understand their actual profit margin.
Let's talk about something people don't always consider. How does your side hustle affect your day job?
What do you mean? Well, if you're exhausted from working nights and weekends on your side hustle, you might not perform well at your actual job. Oh, right. That makes sense. And that could affect your career progression, your relationships with coworkers, your reputation. Plus, most companies don't want you working on competing businesses anyway. Exactly. So you need to check your employment contract. Make sure your side hustle is allowed. What if it's not allowed? Then you have to decide. Is it worth the risk of getting fired? Is it worth lying to your employer?
That's a big decision.
And I think people should take it seriously. Some employers are cool about side hustles as long as they don't compete with the company's business.
So, like, if you work for an accounting firm and you do graphic design on the side, that's probably fine?
Yeah, probably, but if you work for a graphic design firm and you're doing the same thing on the side, that could be a problem.
That makes sense.
And honestly, I think it's better to be honest about it if you can be.
So let's talk about productivity. How do you actually manage to do both?
That's the question, isn't it?
Because there are only 24 hours in a day, and you need to sleep and eat and maybe have some kind of social life.
Right. So people often sacrifice sleep.
Which is terrible for you.
Yeah, you can only run on no sleep for so long before it catches up with you.
My friend tried that, worked a full-time job and ran a side business. She was sleeping like 5 hours a night.
How long did that last?
About 6 months. Then she got sick and had to take a break from everything.
That's what happens. You can't just keep pushing.
So people who are successful with side hustles usually have some kind of system.
Like what?
Like, they work on their side hustle only on specific days or specific hours. They don't let it bleed into everything.
Boundaries are important.
And they might say no to things. No hanging out with friends on a Friday night because that's their side hustle time.
Which brings us back to the cost, right? What are you sacrificing?
Exactly.
You know what? We've used some really good business and work vocabulary in this conversation. Let's highlight some of those.
Good idea. Let's start with side hustle. You've probably heard this a lot.
A side hustle is basically a job you do on the side, in addition to your main job. It's usually something you do to make extra money.
And is it always creative? Can you have a side hustle doing anything?
Oh yeah, anything. Any way you make extra money on the side counts as a side hustle.
I really like the phrase passive income. We used that earlier.
Passive income is money you make without actively working for it at that moment. Like you write a book, you sell it for years, and make money without writing new books.
But as we said, it's not really passive at first.
Right. It's delayed gratification income.
What about the phrase scalable? We talked about that when we were discussing selling products.
Scalable means it can grow bigger. You can make more money without doing proportionally more work.
Can you give an example?
Sure, if you're freelancing, you're not scalable because to make more money, you have to work more hours. But if you create a course and sell it online, that's scalable because 100 people can buy it without you doing more work.
That makes sense.
Another important one is burnout.
Oh yeah, that's when you're completely exhausted.
It's more than just being tired. It's like you're so mentally and physically exhausted from working too hard that you lose motivation and you can't keep going.
And it's a real thing that happens to people with side hustles.
Absolutely.
What about profit margin?
Profit margin is the difference between how much money comes in and how much it costs you to make that money. So if you sell something for $10 and it costs you $3 to make it, your profit margin is $7 or 70%.
And why does that matter?
Because you need to know how much you're actually making. You can't just look at total sales.
You have to understand the real numbers.
And here's another phrase that's important: work-life balance.
Oh man, that's the big one with side hustles.
Work-life balance is about having enough time for both your work and your personal life, your relationships, your hobbies, your rest.
And side hustles can definitely mess with that.
That's why it's something to think about carefully before you start.
So let's talk about this question. Is a side hustle right for you?
Because honestly, the answer is different for everyone.
Right, so let me ask you some questions that might help people figure it out.
Go for it.
First question, why do you want a side hustle? What's your actual motivation?
That's important because if you're just chasing money, you might burn out.
Right, but if you want to explore a passion or save for something specific or eventually transition to your own business, that's different.
Those are better reasons.
Second question, do you have the time? And be honest with yourself.
Because if you're already exhausted, adding work is not going to help.
Not even a little bit.
What's the third question?
Do you have the energy? Time is one thing, but mental energy is different.
Some people might have time, but just no energy left after their day job.
Exactly. That's completely valid, and they should accept that a side hustle isn't for them right now.
What about, do you have skills that people will pay for?
Oh yeah, that's huge. You need to be honest about whether you actually have something valuable to offer.
Because if you don't, you'll be starting from zero in terms of skills. And that's fine, but it's going to take longer and be harder.
It's not impossible, but it's harder.
And finally, are you willing to do unsexy work at first?
What do you mean?
Like, everyone wants to be a YouTuber or a blogger or something creative, but are you willing to do customer service? Are you willing to spend 3 months not making any money while you build things up?
Are you willing to do the boring part?
Exactly.
Because that's where most people quit.
Let's talk about the big mistakes people make with side hustles.
First one, starting too big.
Oh, yeah. People want to quit their job on day one.
They think they're going to make 6 figures immediately.
And it never works like that. You have to start small, test your idea, see if it actually works before you invest a ton of money or time.
The second mistake is not having a plan.
What do you mean?
Like, they start a side hustle, but they don't have clear goals. They don't know how much they want to make. They don't have a timeline. They don't know what success looks like.
So they just do stuff and hope it works?
Exactly. And when nothing happens, they get frustrated and quit.
It's a waste of effort.
It is. The third one is they don't market themselves.
Why not?
For a lot of reasons. Maybe they're embarrassed. Maybe they think people will just find them. Maybe they don't want to look like they're bragging.
But no one knows about their business if they don't tell people.
Exactly. You can't just build something and expect people to magically find it. You have to tell people about it.
That's actually a skill that people need to learn.
And it's hard for a lot of people.
What's another big mistake?
Not charging enough. People undervalue their work.
Why?
Insecurity, imposter syndrome. They think they're not good enough to charge what they're actually worth.
But then they're not making enough money to make it worth their time.
And they get resentful. Then they quit,
So you need to charge what you're worth.
even if it scares you.
Let me ask you something. If someone starts a side hustle and it's successful, what happens next?
What do you mean?
Like, do they quit their job? Do they keep both? Do they scale the side hustle?
That's a really good question because I think people don't think that far ahead.
Right. They're focused on the now, but you should be thinking about your 5-year plan.
What do you actually want your life to look like?
Exactly. Because a side hustle is just a stepping stone. It's not the end goal.
Some people want to turn it into their main business. Some people want to make enough money to take more vacation days. Some people want to have more financial security.
Those are all different, and they require different strategies.
If you want to turn it into a business, you probably need to think about getting help, hiring people, scaling up.
That's a big transition.
It is, but if you're thinking about it from the beginning, you can plan for it.
What if you just want to keep it as a side thing forever?
That's totally fine too. Then maybe you focus on making it more efficient, working smarter, not harder, so you make good money without burning yourself out.
That's actually probably the healthiest approach for a lot of people.
I think so.
So after all of that, can you actually make money from a side hustle?
The honest answer is yes, but it depends on a lot of things.
It depends on your skills, your motivation, your willingness to work hard, and how realistic your expectations are.
It depends on whether you're willing to do unsexy work in the beginning.
And it depends on whether you can protect your mental health and your relationships while you're doing it.
Because the money isn't worth it if you're completely burned out.
So here's what I think. A side hustle can be an amazing thing. It can change your life.
But you need to go in with your eyes open, with a plan and with realistic expectations.
And you need to be willing to put in work, real work, not just thinking about it.
If you do that, then yeah, you can make money, real money.
And who knows, maybe it becomes more than just a side hustle.
Maybe it becomes the thing you actually want to do with your life.
And that's pretty cool.
All right, so here's your challenge. Think about whether a side hustle is right for you. Ask yourself those questions we talked about.
And if you decide to do it, start small. Don't try to do everything at once.
Give yourself permission to not make money for the first few months. That's normal.
And remember, your mental health and your relationships matter more than money. Always.
We'd love to hear from you. Have you tried a side hustle? What was your experience? Drop a comment below. Tell us what you're thinking about.
If you loved this episode, please like the video and subscribe to Native English Skills.
We're creating content every week to help you improve your English speaking and listening.
Keep listening, keep speaking, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
See you next time.